Welcome to On the Spot, the show where we put Toowoomba businesses on the spot.
Welcome everybody to On the Spot, Power TV Australia. I've got two lovely gentlemen with me here. What's your name?
Ronald.
And what's your name?
Charlie.
Well, let's have a chat with Charlie. So tell us a little bit about the company.
Righto, so Outback Creative started off as basically a dream under a tree depicted in our brand photo. It was Reynold McMaster dreaming up an idea to basically help Outback Australian artists. What we found in our research is that a lot of Outback Australian artists can only sell locally, and we wanted to basically build a platform to promote their art and promote the premium artists of Australia and help them to sell basically around Australia and around the world. So basically a promotional aspect, because there is just so much talent in Outback Australia at the moment, and very few people know about it. Example, we've had mates that go, God, I didn't even know there was this sort of art out there in the world. So essentially it's a story to be told about Australia and also to be told about our artists, our individual people.
So Charlie then, Outback, are you actually from the Outback or are you from Toowoomba?
Yes, so both Reynold and I are from the Outback. I come from Gundawindi, which is, I come from a little town north of Gundawindi, about an hour and 15 minutes, called Mooney. So I was pretty much born very rural remotely and grew up there. And just basically went to primary school out at Mooney and then ended up going to boarding school in Toowoomba and then Brisbane.
So were you from a farming community?
Yes. So Dad's a farmer and a grazier. He started off in farming and then went into grazing later on in our life. But he's since sold the farm and moved into Toowoomba, where we're here now. He goes and Mum's now working as a nurse again, and Dad is working at farms in the area.
That's great, Charlie. Well, listen, Reynold, what made you want to do this? Come on.
Combination of, well, I just wanted to highlight that we have a very similar background.
Yeah, are you from the Outback?
So I grew up in Gundy as well, Gundawindi, but actually an hour outside, sort of the opposite direction of Charles, in a small town called Bungunya, and then I went on to go to the same schools as Charles, so it's quite neat how we ended up.
So it was a connection, how you got together.
Yeah, and the shared common interest in the art game and business in general, I guess.
Are you an artist as well?
I wouldn't. I am starting to label myself as a photographer, but I have been trying to get there for a while, so I'm feeling confident enough now to claim that title, I guess.
So how did you actually find all these different artists then?
Initially we started with social media and we would just discover people on social media, and then it became more formalised where we'd obviously seek them out over websites and emails. But it's just a general discovery process on social media and really appreciating their artwork first and then reaching out to them and seeing whether they were drawn to the idea, and momentum sort of snowballed from there.
And how many artists are in the book?
There's 57 in this book, and it showcases just pretty much our whole collective now, and it's basically our launch product. We have been doing online sales, which Charles created. He created the online sales platform. We have been doing that, but essentially this has kind of become our launch product to really boost our marketing and bring awareness back to what you could say would be our core business, which is prints and originals on the website.
So when you say this is Outback, how far Outback does it go?
Well, we use the term Outback kind of loosely, but it could be called rural creative, because essentially all of our artists fit under the theme rural, but Outback has such a more seductive, seductive word I'm trying to say, but Someone help me out.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
It's
So,
like
the
Outback
appeal.
Australia, you know, everyone talks about the Outback over in America.
So
Yeah,
it makes
we're
a
known
better
for
brand name. It's got a seductive pull to it when you say Outback.
and that's it. You got Ned Kelly riding the kangaroo
Yeah.
down the street and everything.
All those stereotypes.
The stereotypes from everything.
There's actually some artists that do that sort of stuff. But yeah.
So how did you choose the artist then? Like, did they come to you and you looked and thought, okay, that can go and we could do that one, or we don't really
Yeah,
like that
essentially,
one?
me and
or-
Charles would just swap enthusiasm over artists, and then we'd decide collectively, you know, this guy's great, this girl or guy's great, and we should give them a go. And over time, we're attracting the more and more cream of the art world in the real sense, and it's becoming easier and easier to attract them because the business is has more and more arms and more appeal, more and more value to the artists.
Well, what's the age range of the artists?
Charles, you might know
Charles,
a bit more than me.
Yeah, well, mainly our artists have, you know, held solo exhibitions. So they've been in the game for about like 30 to 40 years.
Ah, right.
So we do really preface ourselves on being, it basically being very experienced, very professional, sold a lot of art, done many exhibitions by themselves. So it's generally, it's young emerging artists. It's sort of not really what we're looking at. It's more the people that have established themselves in the market and need that extra.
That's what I was going to say, because in this area they're great or whatever, but you can sell them globally, can't you?
Yeah, that's it. We just want to pick them up and really make sure that America and Hong Kong and the UK and all the big art buying markets know about how great Outback Australian art is.
Yeah, so we position ourselves as a premium brand. So we tend to be dealing with established artists who, as Charlie's saying, been around for a bit and they're professional and they're ready to go. We just want to create a really grand brand that they can get behind and collectively get more exposure and opportunity for themselves.
So Charlie, come on, how are you going to conquer the world? Come on.
Our book to start off with. So, the book's the idea to push basically every home in Australia. I'd like to, or at least a couple of thousand to have.
That should be on a coffee table. Everybody's coffee table should.
Everyone should be talking about how beautiful the book is and the artwork in it, because the artists are really incredible. Honestly, if you grab yourself a copy and have a look through and see the stories, like the colours, the characters, the detail. Everything like that is absolutely brilliant. To be honest, it's what inspires us every day to work with our artists, is just how incredible they are. But yeah, we want them on every coffee table in Australia, which would be great. And then we would like them all to come back online and share our Facebook page art. We have a rotating gallery there. Every time an artist does a new piece, they upload it. So sharing, putting the good word out there, really helping this group of Outback Australian artists get recognised. I think it's a great thing for not only art in Australia but Australiana worldwide.
Yeah.
So
it's a real promotional tool for Australia in general. If we can get our brand going, not only are we, supporting our artists who are, some of them are struggling a lot income-wise and they're disadvantaged because it's a hard game to crack into, but we're also acting as a real promotional tool for the beauty and charm of Australia.
So you do you sell the originals, or you sell the prints?
we sell originals, and yes, we do sell prints as well if someone wants to buy something at a more affordable price. But you can buy any of these originals off the website. Everything's labelled everything is available basically on the website. Some of it obviously isn't, but that's been marked out just for commission interest. So yeah, it's another display like the book of all of our artists' work. Just it has 1,000 pieces of artwork on the website. So
1,000?
Yeah, 1,000.
God, goodness me. So how long has the book been out now then?
It's been out for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
So it took me part-time 5 to 6 months to create. But yeah, it's only just been out since the start of November.
So in those 5 or 6 months, you were just like juggling with we need this picture on that side, we need this.
Yeah, well, once sort of the format was decided, it came together reasonably quickly. It was just the process of deciding and the mistakes and all that took the time.
So having a quick flick through the book, there's a little caption, a little bit writing under each painting. Why was that?
Yeah, that's just to sort of capture the individualism and the character behind each artwork. So basically, I asked them to describe their artwork and the creative process behind it, so it gives a reader a real good insight into who's behind the artwork and how they think, which is always interesting, tapping into an artist, into their brain and into the world a bit. Yeah.
And it's not just landscapes and things, is it? There's all sorts in them. You've got all sorts.
You got the character, colours, sights, even the sounds if you really want to test your imagination. But yeah, I can see it because I came from the country, so I can see a lot of that stuff come out. Example, we've got the work of Pete Martin. He uses a lot of reds and oranges to convey heat. So he does aerial views of it, of his work, so it's like you're up above and he paints what it would be like an eagle's eye view.
Whoa, and then flying a helicopter.
No, he's just got a really good imagination. Whoa. Pete grew up, spent most of his childhood, him and his brother Mick actually, who wrote the poem in this book as well about Outback Creative. So as Mick and Pete say, one's the words, the other one's the brush, but they're both great artists. So yeah, I have a lot of chats with Pete, and it's very interesting how an artist gets a message out of a piece by the colours and everything they use. Everything's very well chosen to convey a message.
Is there some black and white ones in there as well?
Yeah. So they're generally speaking are the drawings. So in our collective we have 5 mediums at the moment. We have photography, painting, drawings, bush poetry, and mixed media. 6 actually. Printmaking.
Printmaking as well. Yeah.
So yeah, those black and white ones you see are most likely drawings. Yeah.
On the Spot, the show where we put Toowoomba businesses on the spot.
So Charlie, how did you get your love for art?
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday.
When you got a job to do.
Go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMRadio.com.au.
Have you got a wedding, birthday, corporate event, or even a school disco coming up? Well, make your special occasion memorable. A professional DJ and compere really makes a difference, so go crazy! With Crazy Kevin, International DJ. He's available for all your entertainment needs. Just call 0459 336 832 or email crazykevindj@gmail.com.
Oz Hosting is proud to support Switched On IT in bringing practical help to Australian businesses. We're talking to literally hundreds of businesses every day about their IT services, how to make them more efficient, how to make their businesses more efficient, and how to protect their valuable data. If you'd like your IT services securely hosted right here in Australia and expertly managed, talk to Oz Hosting.
I started from a young age when I was, I did a lot of Eisteddfods and reading poetry when I was younger at the Gundawindi Eisteddfods. I also played piano and drums when I was young as well.
At the Eisteddfod as well?
At the Eisteddfod, yeah. Unfortunately, I lost my love for arts during high school, but re-evaluated when I got back out. I actually re-taught myself how to play the piano and the guitar as well, so I can play pretty well on both instruments now. That's just out of pure interest, not trying to take it somewhere, obviously. But
I've heard you're the Jimmy Page of Gundawindi, is that right?
Yeah, God, that's way too much credit for me, I think. I'd never be able to live up to that man's standards. But and then I love rock and roll, and really dissect all the lyrics and the music of all my favourite artists. So I enjoy like reading poetry. I also really love film too. I'm an avid movie watcher. Can continuously watch.
Well, Renaud, we just talked to Charlie all about his love of art. How did you get your love of art?
That's a good question. It's sort of, I've always had a bit of a general interest in creativity and art, but as far as Outback art goes, it really started when I was working and living up north and just working around farms and in general. It can get a bit sort of boring up there at times. Like, it's fun other times, but sometimes you get a bit bored, and that was a bit of an escape for me and a creative outlet, and I really, just the beauty of the Outback is really, you really start noticing it when you're immersed in it, and it's definitely something that's underrated in general culture, I think.
Because I've always wanted to go really outback and just lay down and look at the stars at night. What they're like? Are the stars just there?
They're quite it's quite amazing actually. Like, compared to the city, it's that, you know, the Milky Way, and it's just very, very contrasting and very bright. Yeah, it is quite something actually. Now that you bring that up,
and so that's how you got your love for art.
Yeah, I think just at a young age I used to appreciate the beauty of the Outback, and then, you know, I used photography as a medium to capture that as I was working and living in the country, and then it just spawned into a general interest in Outback art.
Great. Yeah. Well, Charlie, before you said you could do a bit of bush poetry, you've not brought your guitar with you today?
No, I'm not singing country tunes.
Now you've got a forward here by Mick Martin.
Yeah.
What is this? He wrote this especially for the book?
Yeah, so Mick was a poet working with us at the start, and then he just basically contacted us through our Facebook page and said, I love what I'm seeing with your page. I wonder if you'd be interested in your artist doing some poetry, me doing poetry to their images. And he did a couple, and then after a while he's like, I love this whole Outback creative thing. I'll write a poem about it, and then send it through not long after. And then Rennell and I looked at each other after we read it and we're like, God, he's done a really good job. Like, really captured exactly what we thought. Outback Creative by Mick Martin. We find pictures taken that remind us of things we've had, and the art that makes us happy, and a few that makes us sad. The spot down near the river where the old granddad used to sit, or bridles on the railings where the horses learnt the bit. Collages, stark and subtle, watercolours soft and sweet, though time exposure pictures of the growing fields of wheat. Hot sunsets, ruby colours on the sky of smoky red, poor calves of starving heifers where they lay so sad near dead. The artist, like the poet, has no place to pick and choose. The lens, the brush, so mirrored, like the writer finds their muse. This Outback is creative more than anyone can claim, but here the brush and camera put them firmly in the frame. We feel the truth of artists neath these Aussie candid skies, and share their many wonders through the artist's skillful eyes.
That'd be great. Well, how can people contact you then? How can they get hold of you?
If you want to go onto our website, it's www.outbackcreative.com.au. We have 1,000 pieces of art on there. You can pick and choose, buy through the website, and it gets shipped straight to the address of your choosing. We can do that worldwide. If you want to contact me directly, my email is charles@outbackcreative.com.au. Reynolds is reynold@outbackcreative.com.au. Come to us about commissions, ask us about pieces of art, send us something in situ, and we'll see if our artist can work with it.
Even if there's any artists out there who would like to join in?
We do remain that we are selective, so
yes,
happy to inquire if you expressions of interest in our platform. We'd very much like to hear from you, but we do put a preface on a criteria that we like to suit for our company. Yeah,
we are exclusive, but we invite you to apply per se.
Yeah. And how many different styles are there in the book? You don't pigeonhole style.
It's 540 mil.
Oh, no, that's the mediums. But as far as styles, we've got abstract, surrealism, realism. Basically, it's anything that tells Indigenous as well. So anything that tells the outback of Australia, and within that artist's eyes, and that's exactly what we want. We just want the brilliance of that.
And I think I've never seen anything like this, and this is actually pushing and helping Australia as well. And pushing these amazing artists that, yes, they're quite big in certain areas, but to the world.
Yeah, it's definitely it's something that's serving of people and of the clients, the artists, and also generally the art community, and also generally the Australian community. So it's a very serving idea, which is probably the cornerstone of a good business idea, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a branded gallery essentially. It's got the feel of selling art, and then it's also got the feel of selling Australia. So
if people want to get hold of the book as well, just go to the website.
Yeah. So we have the book available on the website under the Gifts and Accessories tab, or on the front page. You just click on it, buy it, and we'll send it to you. Just general word of thumb. We know we've got some international viewers here. Any international shipping has obviously got to be paid separately, but the website will work out domestic. So I have to be recontacted just for those people overseas that are interested. Happy to help you out, but yeah.
So what else for Outback Creative?
Charles, you want to answer this one?
So basically we just want to, we'd like to expand in future years. So maybe a couple of, right down the track when we set up as a living, breathing company and respected brand amongst Australia, we'd definitely like to get more and more premium artists on, but keeping that boutique appearance that we do like to look after the select. So an expansion, Reynolds got ideas of starting up a newsletter, like a magazine that you can see what our artists are up to, 3 times a year. These are sort of thoughts. Printing more books with different ideas. Doing up the website, obviously, making it more accessible, better, working on our Facebook content and stuff like that. Also merchandising some of our artists' merchandise as well. So
I was going to say, because some of these would be great on t-shirts and things like that.
So artists we've got a slow start at the moment. That's sort of the third leg of the business at the moment. We're pushing the first 2 forward, but in the future we'd like to do a cool idea off the top of my head would be our little man here in this setting on a cup, and if you went around the cup, you'd see him doing different things, like he could be standing up in the field painting and all that sort of stuff. So he would become like an animated character. That's sort of some of the ideas, but Outback Creative, it's sort of infinite with what
that's what I mean.
It's in a niche. It's in a niche, but it's infinite in what we could do with it. Especially with the brains in the collective, the creative brains in the collective, and the administration team. It's quite infinite. But one thing I wanted to talk about was that we have all these expansion ideas, but one that's just around the corner is a gallery that Charles organised.
An actual physical gallery?
Oh, our pop-up gallery, sorry. We do pop-up galleries and events, so that's the third leg of it. So we do, go to market events during the week in Toowoomba, Brisbane, Gold Coast, North Coast is where we'll be looking to get to. And then we have a pop-up gallery on the 28th of November here in Toowoomba at St. Stephen's Church. 51 Neil Street, if you guys know where it is. It's in consultation with the Bush Christmas. So we're pretty happy to be with the Bush Christmas this year.
It's just going to be over one day, or is it going to be over a few days?
It'll be over 5. So 28th of...
Isn't it?
4, sorry. 28th of November to the 1st of December.
So people can go along there and see it in the flesh.
In the flesh, they can see all the great stuff on our on the website.
And actually buy there as well. They can buy.
They can buy there as well.
got to be there. St. Stephen's.
St. Stephen's, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds great. And it's in conjunction with the Bush Christmas, isn't it? Where they've got all the Australiana stuff there.
Yeah.
It's like a sideline.
Yeah, it helps out a lot of outback businesses and everything. So yeah, they're great to help us out this year with, shoving everyone across the street over to us, basically, which is good.
Drafting them.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, if you had this on a T-shirt, you'd have to get rid of your Led Zeppelin T-shirt, wouldn't you?
No, it'd be hard, but let's not go there. We don't want to talk about it. We'll be here for another 3 hours.
Well, I've got to say, it's been an amazing chat to you two guys. I love the enthusiasm, the verve for pushing Outback and to get it all around the world, and that's what it's all about. So Charlie Reynolds, thank you so much for coming on Power TV Australia. This has been Kevin on the Spot for Power TV Australia. I hope you enjoyed the show. Two great guys. We'll see you again next time.